Demos. A vestigial word for something you want, yet don't know to ask for. Why is this? Because the industry has been steadily moving away from this model on consoles. Nintendo, with their proprietary architecture, never embraced the practice. The PC realm is either a Somalian picnic, or DRM bound and ruled by Steam's robust refund policy. The time of the demos, it would seem, is long since past. But ride a nostalgic train back to the PlayStation generation, a time of polygons and D-pads dreaming of analogues, a time when every available magazine baited its sales pitch with the promise of a disc brimming with video games. Often timed, or simply short glimpses into the fresh new ideas and upcoming IPs, not only were these demo discs ubiquitous, but they sold magazines. And modern gaming is surely lacking these tasty breadcrumb trails which we so fondly remember from yesteryears. How would any of us have gotten into Goldfinger without Tony Hawk Pro Skater demo? With a quick perusal of the Microsoft and Sony marketplaces, you could be fooled into thinking that demos are still a focus of developers. But upon further inspection, you'll see they are always for games you don't want to play, or titles you wonder why anyone buys them to begin with. And the games you're really excited for seem to be absent on that list. Demos are a great opportunity for a developer to show exactly what they want a gamer to see, experience, and feel with their creation. They're a microcosm of the promised greatness and the most effective method of sowing seeds for future sales. Anyone who owned the original PlayStation will remember the demo for Destruction Derby. It was as short as it was saccharine. You idled in a circle of other cars, the timer ticked down, and you all concentrically drove forward like madmen into a mass collision. Polygonal scraps flew apart and the mayhem continued for a couple of minutes more, until you won, failed, or ran out of time. I never bought Destruction Derby, as money was rarer than nature's porn mag stash, but if I had had the means, I would have bought it instantly, because of that demo. Konami were arguably the master of demo showcases. Buy a reasonably obscure new IP called Zone of the Enders, and get access to Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty's demo. The single greatest demo ever conceived. This particular trend has survived to this day, with E3 unveiling surprise demos during conferences, Bethesda and Square Enix baiting purchases with the promise of betas and demos. Are betas the demo killers? Did we lose demos in favour of public quality assurance? If so, I think we need to remedy this. Betas are great, but I always thought of them as a means to test online components and server maintenance. These are very important tests, and I'm grateful that they take precedence, but there is still a place for demos. Demos build hype. Demos give the consumer a baseline for the experience they'll drop hard-earned money to enjoy. Demos also unveil the turds for what they are. Demos help reduce the sting of private press events and unattainable review copies. Demos sell games. Prey proved this most recently. A seemingly endless playground setting the slow opening of the game, allowing the player to get an understanding of the story, the settings, and the initial mechanics. It even afforded Arcane Studios the opportunity to patch the game's audio mixing via fan feedback to a much better overall balance. It also undoubtedly sold a lot more copies to uncertain gamers. And that is why demos are so important. They allow us to judge for ourselves and laugh later on the inflated IGN scores. They allow us to get hands-on with what we want from the game. They dampen the agony of a distant release date. They enable youngsters to spend several weeks exploring every inch of the tanker, collecting every dog tag, and scouring for every gameplay morsel included. They allow us to never purchase Too Human on launch again, and that is why I think every game should have a demo. For better or for worse.